I'm Nicole from Cotton Cuts, and these are my 3 girls.
I'm Megan. My name is Lorelai. And
Who are you? And this is Annabelle.
she's shy a lot.
And I know a lot of us at stuck are home right now, so we at Cotton
We want to do a story video for Cotton Cuts.
Yes, so
Thank you for saying that.
So we are going to. Okay, Reagan. And as you can tell, she's a little goofy. We are going to do some videos for you all from my house, and we are going to
in our dining room.
Thank you. And today we're going to talk about teaching kids to sew. And before you mention it, yes, I know we do have a Christmas tree up, but we're stuck at home, so why not, right? So we're going to talk about teaching kids to sew. It is such a great skill for them to learn,
and such a great pleasure to help kids.
So we are going to get you started now on teaching them how to sew. Okay, so first we're going to start by turning our machine on. Most machines have a button on the side of their machine that turns it on. Once we've turned it on, we then have an LCD screen. The LCD screen is telling us what our stitch length is, our stitch width, and thank you. Okay, after we've looked at our LCD screen, we are then going to see 3 different speeds of our machine. Our machines, there are little triangles. The first one is the slowest, the second one is medium, and the third one that has 3 triangles. Yes, is fast.
Is the fastest one, which my mom does. I just did it.
Right, when we're learning, we want to do our slowest speed.
Or medium.
Next to our speed, you see a pair of scissors. Now, not all machines have this, but mine does. And what it does is when I am done, I can hit my scissors and it will cut my thread for me.
But we're just going to use scissors instead of clicking that button, because most of you guys who are watching this do not have it.
Right. Next to that looks like a little pointer. That is your needle down button. You can either use the button for that, or you can use the hand lever on the side that puts your needle up and down.
It's called the foot.
Well, we're not at the presser foot yet. We're almost there. You see something that is an outlined circle. That is a knot function that this machine has. I tend to not use that because a lot of machines don't have that function, and it's just an extra function that this machine has. So when I'm done, I can hit the knot and it will knot my thread for me.
Don't do that.
Right. Below that, you see something that looks like an upside down U. That is our backstitch button. We use backstitching to lock our stitches in place. It's kind of like reversing a car out of the driveway. You press that button and it moves
taking a card.
Sure. What it does is all of a sudden, when you press that button, it moves the needle backwards so that your stitches are then locked in place.
It's called the back stitch.
The back stitch, right, so you can't pull it open. Then under that, the arrow that's highlighted in red, that means that our presser foot is up right now. When we sew, we need to have our presser foot down, which you see.
Because if it happens, we had to stop.
Right,
we would have to start back over, and it would be a really huge problem.
We can't sew with our presser foot up. So if you see, I showed you with the lever on how to put our presser foot down and what the presser foot is. So that red button is just telling me that my presser foot is currently up. So now we're going to talk about threading our machine. If you look at your machine, it does have numbers that indicate the order of which to thread your machine. So first we're going to go where our 1 is. We go down, and then it shows us that we go around to the 2. We bring it down this way. Then it tells us to go around. The 3 is down at the bottom, and we come up and then go around for the 4. And then we come back down. So now we have our thread down here, and I know the thread is really, really hard to see at this point, but you can see the numbers. So right here we have a 6. So we put our thread behind that little metal part where that 6 is. Then if you notice, right here I have a 7, and then on the illustration you can see an 8. My machine has a automatic threader, so I am going to use that. So I take it from the 6, and then I pull it up through the 7, and then the 8, and then I have a knob on the side, which you can't see because it is on the side and it's a 9. I press down and then my needle is threaded. So now that our needle's threaded, we have one more thing to do before we can start sewing on our paper. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we need to make sure our bobbin is in correctly. So there's an arrow right here that if we push, it brings our window up. Then we need to pull our bobbin out. Now the way to know if our bobbin is in correctly is when you're holding the thread down, you want it to make a P. If it's making a Q, it's in the wrong way and you are not going to be able to stitch very well. So we want to make sure our bobbin is in a P. We place the bobbin in the bobbin holder, and then we have arrows that tell us exactly how to thread our bobbin. So, and like I said, I know it's hard to see because the thread is lighter, but I'm just following the arrows around, and then I am replacing the bobbin cover.
Hi, it's me, Lorelai, and I am here with a practice paper for you guys to start sewing. And that's a paper how you guys start sewing.
So first what we're going to do is sewing on paper is the best way to begin sewing. So I have a piece of paper that has a bunch of lines on it and that Lorelai is going to sew. On the first line, we're not going to have her backstitch because I want her to just get...
But on the second one, to backstitch the front
and the end. But for the first one, we want her to just get comfortable with the machine.
And we want you guys to get comfortable.
Right, so what we're gonna do first is she's going to slowly put her foot down on the pedal, and she is going to kind of guide the paper with her hands as she tries to sew down that line.
There's some sewing machines that you cannot, that you don't have to put your hands on, but normal ones you have to put your hands on.
Right, so we're gonna put our hands. Okay, so let's put our foot down on the pedal. So Lorelai did such a great job on that first line. So now for the second line, what we're gonna do is we're going to use that backstitch button that I showed you earlier.
What helps you hold it until you let go is you say 1, 2, 3.
Right.
That's what my mom taught me.
So
but you guys should try.
Thank you. So what we're gonna do is we are going to hold the button down for 3 seconds. We're gonna count 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna notice that your sewing machine starts sewing backwards. That is perfect. We're gonna do that at the beginning and then at the end.
1, 2, 3, and stop that. Go, go, go. Tell you stop. 1, 2, 3, stop.
So those are the basics on teaching a child to sew. Now, there are so many fun projects you can do after they have practiced on paper. One that we always love to do at Cotton Cuts for our beginning sewing class is a pillowcase. It is easy. There are plenty of free patterns out there. And then if you have a child that's interested in doing other things, we use the blue woven from the Modern Makers box from Cotton Cuts, and we made this fun skater skirt. And these can be made with woven or knits. So Lorelai loves blue. And
pink and blue.
Yeah, she loves pink and blue, so we use the woven from the Cotton Cuts Modern Maker box for the body of the skirt, and then I just used a knit top that I had laying around. This is a very fast project, and you can find free patterns. This one is the Love Notions skater skirt, and they take about 10 minutes to sew, and your daughter will love twirling in them. Thank you very much, and we hope that you and your children have fun sewing.
And see you next video.